Honorable Prime Minister Samuel Hines, representatives of the government, leaders and representatives of political parties, distinguished members of the diplomatic corps, distinguished members at the head table, our attorneys, our auditors, special invitees, clients of IPED, representatives of the media, friends of IPED. I bid you a warm welcome to this IPED's 25th anniversary reception. We at IPED are indeed happy to have you join with us as we celebrate 25 years of existence. IPED was incorporated on the 2nd of October 1985 and started business on the 1st of April 1986. We were very fortunate throughout the years to have by our side some special friends and supporters. Among them were the government of Guyana, USAID, that's the United States Agency for International Development, CIDA, the Canadian International Development Agency, IDB, the British High Commission, and many, many others. As we celebrate this landmark achievement, we cannot do it without applauding the tremendous support we've received from the United States government throughout the years. So, as we celebrate, the pleasure is mine to invite Mr. Thomas Pierce, Chargé d'Affaires of the U.S. Embassy, to give us some brief remarks as we celebrate our 25th year of existence.
Honorable Prime Minister Samuel Hines, board members and staff of IPED, colleagues of the Diplomatic Corps, members of the media, special guests, and I'm pleased to join you this afternoon and congratulate the board and staff of the Institute for Private Business Enterprise on achieving 25 years of outstanding support to the private sector entrepreneurship and initiative in Guyana. IPED's mission has been to support micro and small business development through lending and providing technical assistance. IPED has recognized that access to credit is one of the factors in fostering a vibrant private sector that creates jobs. IPED can be proud of its remarkable progress since its inception. I understand from the brochure that in just 25 years it has dispersed over 78,000 loans to more than 30,000 small enterprises. Secretary Clinton said in remarks on inclusive finance that talent is universal, but opportunity is not. She highlighted one of the biggest obstacles to making the most of everyone's talents and hard work, and that is a financial system that leaves out some 3 billion people around the world, many of them women, rural farmers, small business owners, people with disabilities, and ethnic minorities. Without loans, farmers can't buy seeds or fertilizer, and entrepreneurs can't expand and grow their businesses. IPED, 25 years ago, took up this challenge. The United States has also made financial inclusion a development priority. And I want to mention just one mechanism that is being promoted by the OAS, the World Bank, IFC, and IDB, among others, and that is secured transaction reform, which allows small businesses to use assets other than real estate as collateral for loans. Secured transaction reform allows businesses to use movable assets, inventory, fixtures, accounts receivables, crops, intellectual property, warehouse receipts, as collateral thereby reducing the risks and transaction costs for both borrowers and lenders. And this is accomplished in a three-step process. Legal reform that makes it easier to establish, register, and prioritize interests in non-real estate assets, an electronic registry for those assets, and simplified laws that make procedures easier for the creditor to take possession of collateral in the event the borrower defaults. This might be an area that IPED could consider promoting as a way of further deepening participation in the financial sector. I am pleased that Carol Horning, our mission director for the U.S. Agency for International Development, is with us at this event. She's seated here in the front row. USAID was instrumental in establishing IPED as an institution using funds from the PL 480 Title 11 program, which provided food assistance to Guyana and other parts of the world. I expect our relationship with IPED to continue in coming years through facilitating credit under programs managed by USAID from Washington. You have probably seen a recent announcement, and I'd like to take the opportunity now to emphasize that although USAID Guyana will be closing its mission here in 2012, USAID activities will not disappear. The remaining programs will be managed from Barbados and central activities from Washington. We look forward to a continued relationship and to finding innovative ways to promote inclusive prosperity. In conclusion, I join the many enterprising small businessmen and businesswomen in recognizing the important role that IPED has in making available resources to expand activities and grow exports for Guyana. Empirical evidence has shown that the small business sector is the most dynamic sector when it comes to creating employment and new economic opportunities. Guyana is no exception. So again, I can congratulate IPED on its 25 years and wish them success in the next 25, and I thank you very much.
Throughout the years, especially in the formative ones, the Canadian International Development Agency, CIDA, was very supportive by providing IPED with motor vehicles, motorcycles, and most of all, institutional assistance to help the Institute to on-lend to small and micro entrepreneurs in Guyana. The pleasure is now mine to invite the Acting Canadian High Commissioner to Guyana, Mr. Raymond Drouin, to share his thoughts on IPED's 25th anniversary.
Honorable Prime Minister, and members of the board, dear friends, member of the media, it's a great pleasure for me to be here with you today to celebrate IPED 25th anniversary. The last time I attended a function with IPED was for their 23rd annual general meeting. I took that opportunity to congratulate IPED for its excellent financial and social results. And I remember it was also an opportunity to celebrate the best funded projects and long-serving employees. And I think you did the same recently for the 25th annual general meeting. Tonight is a little different, as we are here to celebrate the sustainability of IPED, the microfinance institution. This can be considered a major achievement. Few microfinance institutions have been active for 25 years, and even less of these have achieved sustainability and profitability. I did a quick search on the web and found the following very interesting statistic. Around the world, there are an estimated 10,000 microfinance programs. About 500 of them are in the black, over 9,000 are not. These figures show us where IPED is situated compared with others in the world. I think you should all be proud of what has been achieved by this truly Guyanese institution. As some of you may know, and as it has been repeated just before I took the podium, Canada is proud to have been associated with IPED since the beginning, through the Foundation for International Training, FIT, and other material gifts that were given to IPED. Other joint activities took place over the years, and we managed to always keep an excellent relationship with IPED. 2 years ago, CEDA entered in a new phase of its programming by starting to develop a regional program in the Caribbean. The main objective of this program is to support sustainable economic growth, mainly through a support to the development of the local private sector. A recent example of our efforts in Guyana has been the support offered to the Bank of Guyana that led to the approval by the Parliament of the Credit Bureau law. Eventually, this law will make credit easier and less risky for lending institutions. This should foster the development of the private sector, which is always in need of more credit. CEDA also recently approved other projects in support to the private sector. One of this project is our joint funding with IPED and the Inter-American Development Bank to put in place the Compete Caribbean project. Our minister also recently approved an important investment in the technical and vocational training that will help align the training offered with the needs of the private sector. We hope these two projects to begin activities in the coming months. I don't want to take more of your time, but I'd like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the importance of the vision of the founders of IPED. Yes, it took a lot of vision and guts, I would say, to launch a credit institution in Guyana in 1986. What we have here today is the concrete result of this vision. For many people and small enterprises in Guyana, IPED is the only possible source of credit. For them, IPED is essential and play a unique role as a tool to improve their business and their lives. In closing, I would like to congratulate IPED for its success and wish it the best in the future, and certainly many more anniversaries to come. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Raymond Drouin, Canadian High Commissioner to Guyana acting. And indeed, you know, the Canadian government was indeed helpful to Guyana. To IPED, in fact, I can remember very, very well those motor vehicles and motorcycles which, as officers, we would have used to traverse the coastland of Guyana, reaching out to all the small and micro entrepreneurs. So once again, thanks very much to the Canadian government. We must not forget the support we have received from the governments of Guyana, beginning with the administration of the late Hugh Desmond Hoyt, followed by the late President Cheddi Jagan, and now the present administration. Honorable Prime Minister Samuel Hines, as far as I can remember, has never missed an IPED meeting or any other important function of IPED. We are indeed to have him here today to share once again in the successes of IPED and the successes of our small and micro entrepreneurs throughout Guyana. Therefore, without further ado, I invite the Honorable Prime Minister Samuel Hines to give some brief remarks.
We want to commend Dr.